this situation last night. A gunman opening fire inside and outside of the grocery store. He's 21 years old. The suspect, Jacob Mule, in custody now, facing a long list of felony charges. Investigators say that he fired a number of shots outside and inside Hy-Vee at 180th and Q. Brian Mastery talked with the two men who stopped him, and he joins us now live.
John, it's a much different scene out here 24 hours later. Last night, it was frantic as customers were scrambling as a shooter was firing shots with cars that were in the pharmacy drive-thru. Fortunately, no one was hurt. But then he continued inside the store firing shots. Little did he know, there were two men inside ready to stop him.
He shot towards me. I got hit by glass.
That's when Tom Wenzel knew he needed to stop the gunman. As Hy-Vee customers and staff scrambled to get out, he stayed. After several more gunshots, he hid behind a checkout.
I stuck down, I looked, and he was walking back toward me. He was probably on 5 or 6, and I just crouched up and I was waiting for him. And when he came through, that's when I tackled him.
Omaha Police Deputy Chief Scott Gray was nearby. He had been shopping for groceries moments earlier. As Tom Wenzel wrestled with the shooter, Gray fought to secure the gun and broke a couple bones in his hand doing it.
I was probably a fraction of a second from shooting the guy. What he did was truly selfless and heroic. You're talking about a guy that has no weapon. It was just him, and he's just a guy that felt that something had to be done.
I kept saying, dude, what are you doing? Why are you doing this, man? And he just kept saying, you're not a hero. You're not a hero.
Perhaps that's what one thinks when you get caught. For Scott Gray and Tom Wenzel, two strangers until last night, they both had something else on their mind, tracking an active shooter.
I always said when the Von Maur shooting happened, what would I do? I'm not one that runs away.
For me personally, this is the second active shooter I've been involved in. I was involved in Von Maur several years ago, so it's always something that's on my mind, and I've definitely thought about it a lot lately.
In 2007, a gunman killed 8 people at Von Maur. Gray was one of the first 4 officers to search for survivors. Both are thankful everyone in this case walked away.
I saved his life, point blank. I know I saved one person's life for sure, and that was his.
So John and Sharon, how's this for another connection? Deputy Chief Gray says that Officer Dave Staskowitz was in his yard at home when he heard those gunshots. He rushed over here and he was able to help cuff the suspect. Officer Staskowitz was one of the first 4 into Von Maur with Deputy Gray in 2007. By the way, Deputy Rob Jones from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, he was working last night. He too came to the scene. He was on the 3rd floor, one of the first men in Von Maur in 2007. Of course, thankfully, this turned out completely different and much better than that one. On your side in Southwest Omaha, Brian Mastery, 6 News.
Great time to say thanks again for their service to our community, and for Tom Wenzel, too, in the way he responded.
Absolutely. Heroes indeed. Goodness sakes.